Inside Mitsu's move. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of the newscast. That story coming up, but first a look at your headlines. We're learning this morning how much the UAW's recent strike against General Motors cost the automaker. GM today saying its third quarter net income fell 8.7% from a year earlier to $2.3 billion. That includes a $1 billion hit from the first 2 weeks of the union strike. GM expects the 40-day walkout, which ended last Friday, to reduce 2019 earnings by nearly $3 billion. The last 4 weeks of the strike were in the fourth quarter. GM also lowering its full-year profit guidance by about $3 billion. Meanwhile, the automaker earned $3 billion in North America in the third quarter, up 7% from a year earlier. However, the company lost $65 million in its international regions versus a $139 million profit a year ago. We have more at AutoNews.com. GM, along with Toyota, Hyundai, and Fiat Chrysler, is siding with the Trump administration in its fight with California. California and 22 other states sued the Trump administration in September in an attempt to undo a ruling that bars states from setting their own stricter tailpipe emission standards. The U.S. and Asian automakers announced they were filing to intervene on behalf of the Trump administration. Ford, Honda, Volkswagen Group, and BMW are not joining their rivals. Those four previously entered into a voluntary deal with California on stricter emissions rules. The Trump administration plans to roll back tougher Obama-era measures. Genesis will have a new boss. Hyundai named William Lee as the new global head of its premium brand. He previously worked as Executive Vice President and Advisor for the Americas for Hyundai. Lee starts in the new role November 1st. He replaces Manfred Fitzgerald, who is leaving after nearly 4 years leading the brand. AutoNation is expanding its agreement with Waymo. The retail giant says the 2-year extension of the partnership includes a plan to deliver parts to customers through Waymo's autonomous vehicles in the Phoenix market. AutoNation has serviced Waymo's AVs since November 2017 and gives customers rides in the Chrysler Pacifica hybrid minivans out of its Toyota Tempe dealership. The largest U.S. dealership group announced the move today as it released third quarter earnings. Net income from continuing operations fell 11% to $100 million. The results were hit by $10 million in severance costs for its former CEO Carl Liebert, who was with the company for just 4 months. AutoNation also had sharply lower gains from dealership and property sales. Revenue rose 2.1%. Meantime, Waymo has ramped up the number of vehicles it operates without human safety drivers in the Phoenix area. CEO John Krafchick said the increase began in August and September, but did not offer specifics. A reinvention of Mitsubishi. The Japanese automaker's decision to move its North American headquarters to Nashville from Southern California is more than just about saving money and a change of scenery. It's also about a shift in work culture. As our Lawrence Iliff reports, the relocation is part of a broad corporate strategy to act more like a nimble startup. Some examples: the new office space will feature an open layout. Bottomless cups of free coffee will be offered, and flexible work schedules will be employed. About 150 workers are being hired in the Nashville area and nationwide. Mitsubishi invited about 60 employees to make the move out of about 250 working in Cypress, California. Staff members are now making their way in waves to the new office in Franklin, Tennessee. The campus is near the North American headquarters of Mitsubishi's alliance partner Nissan. Mitsubishi's U.S. revival is accelerating. Its sales have risen for 6 straight years and are on their way to a 7th year. They'll likely top the 100,000 mark this month. And this marks the end of today's newscast. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Take care.